Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jules, here for What Culture Gaming, joined as ever by the lovable Muppet that is Josh Brown. And if we are together, it can mean only one thing. No, not that Josh needs a haircut and that I'm not wearing my hat, but also that there's some news, so let's hit that jingle.
What's that? There's news? Oh my gosh! Guess it's time for Jules and Josh!
Brilliant! And we're back in the room, and today we are talking about Infinite Warfare, or more specifically, about how we might never be getting Call of Duty Infinite Warfare 2.
Well, here's the thing. Did you play Infinite Warfare 1?
I did not. It was one of the few games in the Call of Duty franchise that I stepped away from. I played Call of Duty Ghosts, and then I took a break from the series because it wasn't really reflecting what I wanted it to be from my...
Understandable. Obviously, Call of Duty Ghosts was Infinity Ward's game before they did Infinite Warfare, and this was supposed to be their next big franchise, but it was mired in controversy before it even came out. At the time, the dislikes on the reveal trailer were ridiculous.
Yes.
And then the Activision obviously bulked the remaster of Call of Duty 4 with it, which a lot of people did not like. You can't hold a beloved game to hostage and expect to get away with it.
And every single person at the time said, how long do we reckon that they're going to take before they release this as a standalone thing? And Activision and Infinity Ward went, no,
Never
we're going to do that, and then secretly launched it a couple of months later, just on the slide.
Also, remember when they just also re-released that game's DLC? Because normally when you get a remaster, you package in the DLC, you don't sell it separately.
You get like a Game of the Year edition,
yeah. You don't sell it for more than it was originally priced as. Anyway, people didn't like it. Although it was a good game despite Activision trying to tear it down. I actually did enjoy it. The story was really good. I didn't like the multiplayer, but for many people it was the tipping point when it came to sci-fi Call of Duties.
Yes.
Anyway, there is a kind of groundswell, if you will, that people have started to come around to it. But all that's in vain, because Robert Bowling, an ex-creative strategist at Infinity Ward,
can I read the
it's
quote?
Down there. You can read the quote. Said,
this is how I imagine his voice to
he
sound.
tweeted,
You will never get Infinite Warfare 2.
It's like he's in the room. That's exactly how he sounds, probably.
The weirdest thing is that that is such a defiantly and aggressive statement. Like, you will never. It's like, it's not Fez 2, mate. Like, you know, like, you can take your ball and go home and count your cash with it. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, it's an understanding that we've got from this very, very literal tweet. You will never get Infinite Warfare 2. That we are going to forego the sci-fi future landscapes, which is quite strange because I would argue that Black Ops 4, which has been delving into what you could say is toes in the water future, where there is enough of it based on real modern day stuff with enough sci-fi guffins on top of it to not count as pure sci-fi.
Yeah, it's kind of like near future-esque. It's sort of kind of what Ghost Recon, kind of what Black Ops 2 did, where it's just enough in the future to sort of not tread on Modern Warfare's toes, but not crazy enough where people might feel a bit alienated by it.
But is that them saying that the direction, and the very popular direction that Call of Duty Black Ops 4 was going, is now going to also be defunct in this catch-all terminology of, you will never!
Well, this is the thing, right, because Activision's handling of Call of Duty. They have 3 studios working on these games. Each one pumps out a Call of Duty every year, so they always hit the schedule.
Yes.
When you have 3 different studios working on 3 different sub-franchises, you expect them to kind of diversify and attack different markets and sort of attack different settings and periods and focuses. Activision have never really allowed Call of Duty to do that. Back in the old days when Infinite Warfare came out, they had Infinity Ward making a really futuristic shooter. They had Treyarch doing an also really futuristic studio, and they had Sledgehammer doing Advanced Warfare, which was also very futuristic. Now they've sort of gone back. Sledgehammer's on World War II. We're still in the near future with Treyarch's game, and it seems like Infinity Ward are going back to kind of modern day. That's what Robert Bowling's second tweet said.
Now, isn't that a completely bizarre thing? That we exist in a world of first-person shooters and very few of them are set in the current day.
Yeah, it's just sort of a fatigue thing, I suppose. Everyone was, I mean, I speak for everyone. I was sick of modern military shooters back in around 2010 to 2013, I suppose. We were oversaturated in the same way World War II used to be oversaturated. But exactly just like World War II as well, it all comes back round, and now we're sort of starved for them, and now it will kind of feel new, and it sort of makes sense to not only bring back a beloved IP, because people love the Modern Warfare franchise, which is what we all assume this is going to be, according to a few other rumours. And if they bring that back, attack the modern day market, are Activision doing a good thing? I don't know. I don't want to give them any praise.
If you were to look at any sort of lists ranking the Call of Duty games from worst to best, in fact, I'm pretty sure we actually did that. I think you actually voiced it.
I did the Call of Duty campaign ranking. I think we have 2.
Oh, I think I did the other one. In that case, I do so many.
There we go.
But the thing is that Modern Warfare 2 will top the poll on most of those lists because it is universally regarded as one of the best first-person shooter games. And say it with me, Josh.
Of all time.
Thank you very much.
That's how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's one of those things where, like, if we are going back to that Modern Warfare, not Modern Warfare 3, because that was bad. That was pretty bad. It was bad. But if they go back to Modern Warfare 2.5 effectively and keep it in that setting of a very gritty urbanistic landscape thing, then I am all keen for that because I'm missing my current day shooters. Battlefield has moved away and Battlefront, that's Star Wars.
Those are all the shooters.
There's all the shooters in the world, and if you say that there are any others like Overwatch and stuff like that,
they don't exist. What's an Overwatch? What I do find interesting about this is obviously we have 3 Call of Duties, and if the rumor is to be true, we've got 3 very different time periods. Are we looking at sort of a first-person shooter landscape that doesn't sort of have that trending setting that we used to have? Like I said, we had World War II in the modern military, then we went futuristic, but now we've got stuff like Star Wars, we've got stuff like Battlefield going back in time, we've got Call of Duty doing these 3 different ones, we've got sci-fi shooters like Doom, we've got neo alternate history shooters like Wolfenstein, we've got a lot of shooters out there, and there doesn't seem to be one massive trend that everyone's trying to follow, which for me I think is a very good thing that can only breed creativity.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they do take the ball and run with it because let's face it, when they make good Call of Duty games, as was proved with Black Ops 4, it not only takes the player base by storm, but the world by storm. Like, I am still playing Black Ops 4, and it has been the most enjoyable Call of Duty experience I've had for years. So, if they can recapture that lightning in a bottle, that second blue Will Smith genie to come out and grant me one of those wishes. Because he does say, Mr. Robert Bowling says, you're getting a modern shooter this year, don't worry.
I love how angry you make him. You make him so stern, like a teacher.
It's funny, isn't it? Because like you could say it like just in a nice way and just be like, I'm sorry guys, but you'll never get Infinite Warfare 2. You're getting a modern shooter this year, don't worry. Or you could do it in a super aggressive way, just be like, you're getting a modern shooter, alright, this year, don't worry.
I think that's probably the tone, because I mean, after all, he doesn't work with Infinity Ward anymore. Nope. He works with EA. Yep. But that's also telling, because Infinity Ward, as good as they are, I would argue are the lesser of the 3 Call of Duty developers.
Which is so weird. When
yes, because I mean,
the background lineage of it. But
yeah, so I don't really know if this is going to be a return to form. Like I said, Infinite Warfare, in my opinion, was a good Call of Duty game in spite of its problems, and I hope this is a kind of a step up and not another Ghosts, and certainly not another Modern Warfare 3, because I think Activision could really sour the goodwill people have for this franchise if they come out with Modern Warfare 4 after it's been so long and completely mess it up or do something not great with it.
Now, this is just positing a little theory that we actually posed a while back when Black Ops 4 came out.
Yeah.
Remember we said that, do we think that Black Ops is going to be something that's going to be, Blackout, sorry, is going to be something that's supported outside of the releases? Now, this could support that with this statement, because if they are going to step slightly back away from the near sci-fi future setting and make it a gritty urban shooter, then that means they could continue to support that in Blackout in its own frame.
Oh, that's probably the thought behind it, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? So that way they've got their 3 distinct games, then they go back in time for the World War shooters with Sledgehammer. They keep it Blackout focused with, the Treyarch, and then they go full-on military shooter with
I think that's smart, because I mean,
you're covering your 3 bases.
Exactly. Before they used to kind of not cannibalize their own sales, but they used to have a lot of the same, like I said, very sci-fi orientated shooters. Now you can have 3 different things. You can update that in Blackout. Like you can still have that thrive. You can even maybe do like crossover events or something. Like you've got Modern Warfare characters coming to Blackout. Like
if you had zombies that could go through each one sort of thing.
Yeah, and I think Activision at the moment are looking for ways to continue these games past their year basis. Like we saw with Black Ops 3 when DLC came out for that, even when Infinite Warfare was already out. So I think they're looking to sort of expand the scope of each game, because although the players don't drop off, like when a new Call of Duty comes out, it's like when a new FIFA comes out, you know what I mean? You jump to the next thing, or at least a lot of people do. And I think that's maybe not what they're trying to pull away from, but more so find individual audiences for each game. I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense to me. That's how I would do it if I ran this, but I am a successful video game publisher, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this job standing
Yet.
next to you. Yet.
Yes.
But does this have an impact on the sort of next generation of consoles? Because you wouldn't announce definitely for sure that you have a new game coming out without the tech sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? You wouldn't say it's coming out this year when there's speculation about whether or not a new console range is going to be dropped this year.
Yeah.
Because you're basically confirming that you're working on the old current gen consoles.
Yes, that is.
Does that make sense?
It does. It's an issue that's been cropping up throughout this entire year. Every time we go back to Call of Duty 2019, the prior reports of job listings have always described it as Infinity Ward's next gen game.
Yeah.
So you imagine, I don't know, it could be a cross-platform thing like Ghosts was, where that came out
fair enough.
on the
Yeah,
360. It also came out on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably the way they'll go with this. It may be too early, but the fact that the actual phrasing next gen experience has been in the job listings to me suggests that, you know, something could be around the corner. So maybe they are gearing up for it. I don't really know.
But whatever happens, what we'll do is we will be sure to detail every new piece of information as it arises here on What Culture Gaming. But let us know what you think about it down in the comment section below. I know it's, if you boil it down to its headline, we're getting another Call of Duty next year. I know it doesn't sound that exciting, but it is interesting to think about it in the way of having a three-pronged attack, of having the near sci-fi future, the Blackout support, and the old school World War 1 and 2 shooters as possibly the new direction that Activision is going to take with this franchise. But let us know what you thought about it down in the comment section below. But before you go, why not check out some other content we've got floating about? Is it going to be your side?
I guess it's like here.
Yeah, it's going to be floating
there.
around there. Check out that stuff. And you can also follow me at RetroJ with a 0 over on Twitter.
You can follow me at Josh Brune with 2 O's.
And as always, you lovely, lovely people have been awesome. We will speak to you soon. Goodbye.
Bye. We didn't harmonise that time.
No, sorry, I forgot to do that. We'll do it one more time. 3, 2, 1. Bye.